Hello, everybody. My name is Bright Rose, and welcome back in. So, as I'm sure many of you who have been here before will know, I am a massive One Piece fan. I have been reading and watching the manga and anime for, well, decades now at this point. And recently in Japan, it was One Piece Day, a massive celebration of everything that is One Piece and some amazingly giant set pieces like the Loki figure. But whatever. There are also a huge amount of announcements of new things, cast appearances, messages from Oda, things like that. And of course, there was the big trailer for the second season of the Netflix live action adaptation Into the Grand Line. So, I've got the trailer here. We're going to have a look at it and let's see exactly what the trailer is going to look like because there's so much stuff. The second season is not even going to be able to compare to the first season. There's got to be so much things. It's got to get bigger. Oh, the Grand Line. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Let's drop in. Let's have a look. See what's in store. Okay, kicking it off, we have. Oh, that was the red line. Oh, look at those. I was so worried they were not going to do the proper Cactus Mountains.
Everywhere I go.
So that must have been Whiskey Peak all the way through. Bogey's Carnival.
It's for the One Piece.
The exclusion platform at Logtown.
What is that?
Hello! The Blue Ogre himself. Oh, there she is. Miss All Sunday, Nico Robin, Smoker the White Chase. Looking fine. That's got to be Little Garden. Ah, the classic. Vivi. They new sword, Zoro. Are we going to get to see them testing fate? That was Alvida. So that must be Buggy's Carnival. Okay, I'm going to assume that is Luffy Laboon? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, of course, of course. Of course there was going to be a season 3. Right, let's have a little skip back and have a look at all those various things that we might well see. Hi, Chopper. We can talk about Chopper for days, but let's have a skip back and have a look at some of those key scenes so we can just appreciate some of those little visuals that we got there. And let's rewind right back to the start because from what I can tell, that trailer was very all over the place in terms of the storyline and where it was jumping. So let's go. Okay, so I'm going to have to try and get these lined up properly, but this first image, of course, is the red line with Laboon's shout over it. And I think we can just see, if I look closely enough, what appears to be the ocean stream going up the side of the red line. So this obviously is going to be the entrance to the Grand Line from East Blue. If this was the Twin Capes, they wouldn't be sailing towards the Grand Line if it was the Red Line. If it was the Twin Capes, they'd be sailing away from it. Plus, there'd be a giant bloody whale there. So I'm very happy with that. That sense of scale that gives us with the Red Line is pretty damn nice. Okay, so first island, Whiskey Peak. I was very worried. I was frankly very worried. I'm going to straight up admit that little things like the Cactus Mountains weren't going to be done properly. Because the sheer ridiculousness of what they look like, of what the world of One Piece, especially the Grand Line, looks like. However, this shows they are doing stuff properly. And when I say the second season will not be comparable to the first season, it's simply because everything goes completely bananas the minute you reach the Grand Line. You get stuff like this, you get the Cactus Mountains, you get all of the other islands and stuff like that. And I was just so worried that they weren't. The Netflix wasn't going to do it properly. And we've seen so many anime adaptations or manga anime adaptations on Netflix that just haven't felt right. And as many people have said with One Piece, they're doing it right. And this shot shows they are doing proper, realistic representations of the anime and manga. And those, they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful. It's perfect. Obviously, at this point, we are in Whiskey Peak, and I'm sure I could zoom in and look at some of those signs and things like that on the various doors for the hints and clues, because they have scattered lots of those throughout the live action. But of course, this is the first island, and I'm not going to spoil anything, great detail and stuff like that. But the fights that we are going to see, I am looking forward to. They're going to be wonderful. But nice set, nice set. I do wonder, and I'm sure there'll be some behind the scenes stuff that we'll get at the point, but how much of what we are currently seeing on that screen is set? Did they build Whiskey Peak town as a set? I wouldn't want to guess, but I'd be very interested to see exactly how much they did build them, especially when we've seen pictures of sets of things like Logtown and stuff like that. They clearly have put a lot of investment. So this scene I find interesting because we've got the circus tents, we've got this. This is obviously Buggy's Carnival, and it appears, I'm going to guess, that this is Logtown, and what we see in the foreground there is the execution platform. So it kind of looks like Buggy's Carnival has come in and taken over the execution square in Logtown, and I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong. So, given that Logtown is run by Smoker, he is the Marine captain in charge of Logtown, is this Buggy and Alvida taking over the square, Logtown, or have they simply come here under the guise of circus entertainment and they are hiding the fact that they are pirates, that the fact that they are, the Buggy pirates, and Alvida is with them? Because how would that work? I don't know. I could be completely wrong. This could not be Logtown at all. However, it does look very much like it. So I'm going to make the assumption that this is Logtown. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. He probably is, though. I wonder if I look closer if I can see Richie in there somewhere. That'd be cool. If they brought the line in. They did a little nod to it in the first season, but, I want to see Richie. Now, I absolutely always, and this is my own failing, get Dory and Brogy mixed up. Dory the blue ogre, Brogy the red ogre. I've probably got that wrong. If I have, I apologize. But this is one of the things, because we knew from the casting following the first season that Dory and Brogy were going to be in the second season. And this shot of Brogy with this scale is just amazing. Now, anyone, of course, who is currently reading through the manga, and spoiler, we are currently in the Elbaf arc. So a hell of a lot of the images that we are seeing within the current arc are this perspective. Sort of. And I was interested to see exactly how they would represent the proper giants. Because one thing that we haven't really seen fully represented, and we saw it kind of with Arlong in the first season, is the sheer size that things, people, humans, various different races can be in the One Piece universe. Humans are just tall, they're just big, and that's before you get to fishmen, before you get to the giants, before you get to some of the humans that are just sheer colossal in scale, your Whitebeards, and characters like that, even things like Doflamingo, who's 3 meters tall. How do you capture the fact that someone is 3 meters tall next to a regular size 5'10" Luffy? It's a thing, but this shows that they're doing it properly, and that makes my heart, my One Piece loving heart, sing. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. We have to stop here. We absolutely have to stop here. And again, I'm sure if I looked at this in terms of even more detail, I would be able to see little things in here as we're introduced to the one, the only Miss All Sunday, Nico Robin herself, my favourite character from One Piece. And obviously, we have the petals, the Hana Hana no Mi ability as it is throwing forward the doors. And I am assuming here that this is them getting sort of the hint away, unless we can kind of see things that could be Robin's grown arms from her devil fruit ability pushing the doors open, but it's enough that the petals are there. The reason why I have paused at this very moment is to look at two statues to either side of these doors. Specifically, the one on the left, which any One Piece fan will probably be able to recognize, it's Sengoku the Buddha. You cannot see that cap with the full-size seagull on top and that beard without realizing that that is Sengoku, who has not yet appeared in the show, but he's there. Now, the one on the right, I am curious about, because I can't quite work out who that is. I would have to look at a more detailed view. If Sengoku is on one side, I would look on the other side and go, well, is it Garp? No, it's really not Garp. Is it Kong? It could be Kong. Not entirely sure. Could be the Grand Admiral of the fleet. But that's interesting. Those arms really do make it look like it's Kong, though. And he does have the triple pointed beard. Probably Kong. I'm going to say that. I'm going to correct me if I'm wrong, or if someone else has do a proper analysis. But the fact that they're bursting open into this, what is obviously a marine base of some kind, and there is a two buffs of Sengoku on one side and probably Kong flanking the other side of the door. That implies quite a lot of things. However, let's just skip forward a fraction and let's have a look at Robin in all of her glory. There she is, Nico Robin in her Baroque Works outfit, looking perfect, frankly. Absolutely perfect. That is Nico Robin in the flesh. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I just want to see how they represent the devil fruit powers. It's going to be brilliant. Just brilliant. And now, of course, following on from Robin's first appearance, we have the singular reason that this season of Netflix is probably going to come with a use of tobacco warning on every single episode that a Captain Smoker of the Marines is in. The White Chase himself. And honestly, I think this is a brilliant representation. Just seeing him there with the two cigars that's everything. That is just everything. And of course, if you remember the last little end credit scene from the last episode of season 1, where we saw who everyone knew was Smoker, everyone that knew anything about One Piece would recognize that as Smoker, burning that hole through Luffy's wanted poster. Perfect. And I imagine that Gomu Gomu no Gatling that we saw at the end of the trailer is probably Luffy using it against Smoker and it being wonderfully ineffective. I'm looking forward to that scene. People who know, you know why I'm looking forward to that scene. It's coming. It's going to be. And we will get another opportunity to potentially try and answer a very old question from the One Piece fandom. But we probably won't. We probably won't get an answer to that. It'll just be green mist again. Well, green wind. So again, Vivi looks perfect. She's brilliant. She's got the stupid little finger spinny blade yo-yo things here pictured on the Mary, looking brilliant. However, it is not Vivi specifically that I want to talk about. It is her potential companion, and I don't mean her numbered male colleague. I mean the giant duck with that we do not see pictured. How are they going to do that? Is Karoo going to be in this? Are we going to see him? Are we going to get the giant, very sentient, intelligent duck that should be split pictured alongside Vivi at some point in this season? I really want to know. When we got Chopper's reveal, which if you haven't seen, obviously go and look up the live action Chopper, is brilliant. Perfect. Just perfect. We'll wait to see Monster Point. Are we going to get Karoo? Are we going to get the giant golden duck? I need to know. I need to know. Oh, it'll be perfect. Now, I paused it here because I think this is the best example of this very, very quick moment back in, again, what I presume to be Buggy's Carnival. And the very fact that we are seeing Nami doing some high-flying action fights like this is brilliant. It says a lot for what we are potentially going to see in the future in what will probably be the Arabasta arc in season 3, but this is perfect. And the thing that I really, or rather the person I really wanted to look at here to just confirm is the individual on the right of the shot there, who is almost certainly Alvida. Back when she has joined up with Buggy, following again the end credit scene that we saw at the end of season 1. But this does appear to be Nami going in for a shot against Alvida, and I'd be very interested to see how that fight pans out. And of course, then Zora in the background, and we have a couple of other Straw Hats dotted around. But no, this fight between Nami and Alvida, I want to see that. It looks like the action scenes are getting really good. And I'm all here for every moment. Now. I think we have to look at this. We have to just take a moment to appreciate this scene. This wonderful image that we have here of the Going Merry sailing down Reverse Mountain into the Grand Line. And just this moment, I remember it so well watching it and reading it for the first time, where they just appeared, the feeling of they're entering the Grand Line and that titanic groan, that moan, that cry that echoed through the mists to reveal Laboon, the mountain whale. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Now, I know how this scene goes. Obviously, I know how this scene goes, how it plays out in the manga and the anime. I really want to see how they are going to do this. There is a matter of scale here that is a thing. Certainly, from the kind of image that we are seeing here, it looks like Laboon is smaller. Now, this could be a perspective thing. What we are seeing in terms of the edge of the rapids, the water, sort of stopping and then appearing to go into Laboon's mouth, could be a bit of a false edge. There could be actually quite a sizable distance between what appears to be the edge of that water cresting over as it goes down towards Laboon's mouth and the whale itself. Certainly the scale is truly titanic, which is just what it should be. But I am very interested in having a look at this because my personal feeling, just looking from the get-go here, is Laboon should be bigger. But the way this is shot with the walls of the red line jagged framing this image does a lot for perspective and scale and things like that. And again, we know how big the Going Merry is and stuff like that. However, we also know, again, from the manga and the anime, exactly how big Laboon is compared to The Going Merry. But I'm not gonna cast any judgments. This is just an amazing, an epic shot, and I cannot wait to see everything that happens here at the opening of the Grand Line with Laboon, with Crocus, with the Twin Capes. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait. And I hope you all are looking forward to it too. So, right at this point in time, I will say thank you very much for watching. Do drop a like, a comment, let me know what it is you are looking forward to in the second season of the One Piece live action. It's going to be good. It's going to be so entertaining, and things are going to be on a completely different level. I do not know if we're going to get another trailer. I suspect we might. There's a few things that we still haven't seen. Characters that we know are going to be in this series because they've had casting and things like that. But we will see. We might get another final trailer before it comes out at, is it the end of the year? Could be the end of the year, can't quite remember. But yes, do let me know, drop a comment, drop a like, do follow if you so would. I would be very grateful. Until then, thank you again. My name is Bright Rose, and I will see you in the next video sometime in the very near future. Bye bye.